Hey everybody, Ben and Karen here, and welcome to Unsolicited Advice. Okay, in Unsolicited Advice, if you're new to the channel, what we do is we go on Reddit, and Redditors have questions, and we try to provide them answers, even though they didn't ask us directly. But we try to do our best to educate and to help people learn some things about fishing. And so that's what we do in this episode. And this one, it's really about fish identification. Here the person writes in and says, does anyone know what type of fish this, I'm assuming is, their English is a little bit off. This is, we found this and have, I'm assuming caught it, and I have no idea what type. I've looked on Google and that did not help. Can you help? Don't worry, I released him back. In this case, this is not a fish that I don't think it's in Texas waters. I haven't seen them. They might be there. If you have seen them, then you can comment in the comments below and let us know where you're seeing them and where you caught them. But this is called a sea robin. And I know that because in Maryland, we have sea robins where I grew up. And so I've seen this fish before.
Maybe because of the wing-like feature.
Yeah. And there's different ones. There's actually flying fish, too, that actually come out of the water and they'll fly and things. But this one's called a sea robin. But like this episode is more about fish identification. Tips to help you identify fish species. Because there's been many times we've been out fishing and people don't know what they have. They don't know the regulations concerning them, and they're keeping things either undersized, oversized, or they just have no idea the fish that they are keeping. So that's really what I wanted to do in this one. And
so how do you find out, and particularly if you're fishing Texas waters, what is the best way
and
the fastest
especially
way?
If you're new to fishing too, so you haven't seen all the fish out there. And there are times where I've caught a fish. We have videos. We've caught a fish. I'm like, I have no idea what this fish is. It's a crossbreed or something weird, or it's an invasive species, and I just haven't seen it before. So we do have those issues as well. But I wanted to show you this because I think this will help you out. You can download this on your phone, and it is the Texas Outdoor Annual. I'm showing this to you online, so it's a little bit different online than what it is on your phone. But the great thing about it is you can download it to your phone, and you don't need an internet connection to pull up the annual. It's stored there on your device. It is available for Android and
because you know
iPhones.
that sometimes when we're like out on pens or other places, there's not a good
No cell signal.
So that's important to be able to see it.
Yeah.
If you've already downloaded it.
Yeah, so you can download it directly on your phone. And I'm going to do a video here coming up, and I'm going to go through the whole annual and just talk about the different things on it. But it does have a lot of information about hunting and fishing. So if you're a hunter, this also, you can have this for that. You can actually keep your license, a record of your license on your phone as well. So there's that. But what I wanted to show you, since we're talking about fish identification, one of the things that the annual does allow you to do in the fishing section, and I'm going to use saltwater because specifically we do more saltwater fishing, but it's going to talk about bag lengths and limits. And on the app itself, you can just scroll. Here you click on different ones, but what it actually does, and they started doing this recently, but we'll click on the snapper because there's a bunch of them. So they show you a picture of the fish. And then they say, there's no bag limit for these, minimum length, maximum length. And then the red snapper, and then vermilion snapper. And you notice mangrove snapper is not even on here because we don't consider that a fish that is very prevalent here. So we do catch them, but that one's not even on here. So if it's not on here, then you can keep whatever you want. But that's what I want to show you, is you can actually use this app as an identification to say this is the differences in your fish. And they even do it for sharks. So like they'll go through the different sharks. Here's a black tip. Here's a bonnet head. I've seen people call bonnet heads hammerheads. They're not.
Yeah, or even the black tip can be tricky because there are some other fish, such as a spinnet, also has black on it.
Yeah, so like and it is. So like here's what a black tip looks like. Here's what the sharp nose look like, and then they have more tips here on how to identify, because sharks can get a little bit tough to identify. Sailfish, they've got pictures of everything.
I think they know what the sailfish one
hopefully. is. There's your black drum. There's your red drum. And so this is an app. Like I said, you download it on your phone. You can click on the daily bag limits and the fish identification, and you can get a pretty good idea of the fish there. So, and if it's not in the annual, then that's a fish that's not native to Texas waters, not considered a game fish, and so you can do what you want with it. Release it unless it's an invasive species. If it's an invasive species, you do not release it. You do need to take care of to make sure that we don't put those invasive species back into the water.
And it might actually be faster than what this guy did, which was just, oh, I'm Googling this fish.
Right.
So typing in, black fish with white tail. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have so many pictures, or
And like-
fish with wings, or,
Right.
just look on that Texas Annual app and see that, hey, can I keep it?
Can I keep it?
Can I not keep it? Do I want to keep it?
And like I said, on the mobile device, you just simply scroll. And it's got all the pictures right there.
And for me, one time I did catch a black grouper, but it was my first black grouper. So I wasn't sure exactly what kind of grouper is this, even though I could tell it was a grouper because it was right at the end of the jetties. Now I knew it wasn't like a Goliath or something.
Yeah, it's Goliath grouper.
But I was like trying to identify it, and so could we have kept it? Well, it turns out yes, but I wasn't too sure. I could tell it's a type of grouper.
Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to show you this to say, hey, and especially for Texas waters, this is an easy way to identify it. One of the other ways you can do that is in a lot of the fishing stores, they have little placard cards that you can buy, and it lists the
At least the
species and
majority
things.
of
Yeah,
them.
at least the majority of them as well. So this will help you out. If you've got questions about what kind of fish you have and what they are like, you can go on here and on the Texas Annual. And I'm going to do a video on the Texas Annual itself and show you all of the parts of it, but this is one part of it. Until next time.
May you always catch your limit.